all the civil work was done, it was ready, and then they discovered that they were $800,000 over what they were anticipating for the project total. A lot of times, again, I'm going to sound biased, but a lot of times, doctors or groups will set out planning something and not having enough insight into the cost of the investment or what they're getting into. So a real example of that was had a group that retained an architect, went through plans for a new building as a ground up, and the plans were complete. They had spent six figures on plans, engineering, all the civil work was done, it was ready. And then they discovered that they were $800,000 over what they were anticipating for the project total, and what they had already been pre-approved from a bank to fund the project. They were $800,000 over budget. Now, 800 grand is a fairly large gap to overcome between what you've been approved to fund and then what the real sort of project is. The dilemma being that the client has already outlaid, six figures into the plans, and so it's hard to pay that again to recreate the plans and try to realign with.
It's a sunk cost, but it's hard to let go of that.
It is exactly right. Yep. It's you've made that investment, that cash is gone, and you've got a set of plans that realistically isn't going to work. So we came into that scenario, and of course. It's one of those things where it's a bit too late to correct it easily. You kind of have to start over. The client had to sort of take a break from the project for about 12 months, and then we restarted and kind of went at it more from a design and budgeting exercise concurrently, and we were able to get the project done in a fashion that was affordable and delivered the project.